Hello everybody, I'm Jenna. Today I'm going to be doing a review on one of my favorite games of all time, Dice Throne. This is actually season 1, but it's not labeled that way because this is from the very first print that they distributed through the Kickstarter. I was one of the first people to receive that, and so now this is actually considered season 1. And they have season 2, which I have over here, and I will show you later. But I wanted to start with just the basic box, the first box. So the reason I love this game so much, first of all, is the artwork. It's so cool. It's like a comic style and has a variety of different characters. So inside is really awesome. So we have the Pyromancer, Barbarian, Monk, Paladin, Moon Elf, and Shadow Thief. So those are the 6 different characters, and they're all very, very different within their strategies and their abilities. So you can take a look at one and see which one you like. If you want to just straight up fight and attack, you might be better with the Barbarian or possibly the Pyromancer. If you prefer to be more on the defense, then you might want to do Paladin. So those are just some examples. So I'm going to pick something and show you that. So for each character, it's going to come with a player board that represents the character, like such. So really cool artwork. So each character has different abilities, and you'll see symbols on the card, like here. And also you have a defense as well, which is here in the green. Really, the core or the main way that you would win this game is each of the players have to fight against each other and try to delete the other person's HP down to 0, and then if you're the last one, you win. This is pretty flexible, and you can play one-on-one. 3 people can play against each other. You can play with 4 people. I think technically you can get up to 6, but that would take a really long time. So you can do this teams if you want to do 2-on-2, 3-on-3. So it's very flexible in the range of how you can play with other people. So that's really nice. And how this works is, you have attack, you have defense. So how you base that is on your dice, like these. It's going to use what's called, the famous dice game. A lot of people are aware of Yahtzee. So, you throw dice, you have to re-roll, you're trying to get a certain combo. So maybe you want 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind, a full house, that sort of deal. So maybe a large straight, a small straight, that sort of thing. But this is using the mechanics from that game. So you're going to see symbols such as you have the bow and arrow, you have a foot, you have a moon, and anytime you get a number 6, that's considered rare. So 1, 2, and 3, kind of like the bow, are common, and then you have 4, 5, which is the foot, which is less common, and each one of these and your abilities are going to tell you what you need for those abilities. So for example, for the longbow, you need at least 3 arrows to get 3 damage or 3 hits. If you want 4, then you need 5. If you want 6 arrows, then you need 7 damage. So you're going to roll, and you have 2 chances to re-roll as much as you want with your die. So if you want to try, multiple times, you can. So you have up to 2 chances to re-roll however many dice you want, and then after that, you just have to accept what you have and use whatever you can to match with your abilities and see if you can attack. One person can attack, they can defend. Same concept with defense, except when you're on the defense, you don't get to re-roll. But I might have a card that would allow me to roll, and then you can. But in general, with defense, you just get one roll, and that's all you have to. You have to accept that. So when I was just talking about the offense defense sort of thing, that's pretty much all it is. It's a newer game. I'm not really sure if they're going to be adding in more varieties, more complications as time goes, but it's pretty simple defense attack. And once you get that concept, then you're pretty much good to go. After you've done that, you can add in the cards. And here are some of the cards. And the cards have a variety of different things. Some are going to help you when you're on the offense, attacking. Some are going to help with defense. Some might say it gets rid of a certain status that affects you, like a poison. For example, on here, you can see there's different statuses that would affect what I can give to other players. So as the Moon Elf, this is what I can do. So I can cause blindness, entangle, evasive, and then those give me bonus. So some cards help with that. Some of the other cards are just helping you with changing your die. And the cards can also help you with your health or your CP, which CP are on here. CP is really for buying things or using things. So, if I want to get a specific card, I might have to pay the cost. So, let's see on the card here, there's a little 2 CP. So that means that you have to spend 2 of your CP to get this card, or to use this card. And you get new CP every round, so I automatically gain CP each time. You can save them to get more over time, or you can use them right away. And some cards might even reward you, and depending on the character's ability, might reward you to get extra CP as well. So you just kind of have to look around and see what you can do. But there's a lot of different cool things you can do concerning, this is your health tracker. And you do have to remember to move it yourself. So same with the CP, it's a manual turn wheel. And then you have your status effects here. They even have a turn order card. So if you're new to the game, this is really beneficial to look and figure out, okay, this is what I need to do first, second, third, and so forth. And then when it's done, next person, and you just go along. This game is really easy to pick up. I've taught this game to many of my friends, even family. Some of my family are not really gamer people. They just like really basic games, and this is so easy to teach. I mean, honestly, this is one of my favorite board games. I mean, I'm not sure if it's number 1, but it's definitely in my top, say, 2 or 3 for sure. So it's a great game. I highly recommend this for anybody who enjoys any sort of dice games with cards. This is the perfect sort of game. And again, you can play 2 players, 3 players, 4, 5, even up to 6. I really wouldn't recommend 6 unless you're okay with a very, very long game. Because once you get into 5 or 6 people, it is going to be quite an extensive game. It's going to be fun. It's just going to take quite a long time to get through everybody's turns is all. So that's the only con, I would say, if you're having a higher player count. And if you want more than 6 people, or you just want more than 6 characters, this is season 1. Remember, they have a season 2 with additional, even more character options. So I'm going to show you that soon. So now, season 2 with even more character options. So you have the Seraph, which is an angel, and a vampire lord. Here we have a gunslinger and a samurai. I have a cursed pirate, an artificer, a tactician, and a huntress. So as you can see, you have 6 in Season 1 and then 8 in Season 2. So in total, that is 14 different possible characters. They do have a special promo that's called Treant, and that's the wooden looking person, almost kind of like an Ent from the Lord of the Rings, kind of that concept. And also, they have Dice Throne Adventures coming up. They just did that Kickstarter, which of course I supported that. And hopefully that will be released next year in 2021. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll talk more about that later, but especially with this game, it's great. You know, it's available to buy at a lot of different stores. It's going to be pretty easy to get, but just keep in mind with that Season 1, it's going to look different than what's out currently. I think right now it's called Rerolled, or there might be like Season 1 still. It's considered that now, but the labeling and things might look a little bit different because mine is old. It's the original first print, so you'll notice different things, but the content and pretty much everything will be the same. It might have a little bit modification on the rules, but nothing too extreme. So you can still play. It's still great. And if you enjoy that sort of Yahtzee mechanics, just applying that to a fighting style game, using dice, using cards, fighting back and forth, this is a wonderful game. You should be able to play it pretty quick, especially if you just have 2 players. It's a really quick game. And again, highly recommended. So if you enjoyed this video, please click like. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. And if you follow me on Facebook, go ahead and make sure that you're following my page so you get notifications when I post new videos. It'll let you know. If you want to provide support in any other way, you can take a look at my Patreon page. I have different levels and different perks that you can subscribe to monthly or as a one-time deal. And also, you can buy me a coffee as well. Just another option again. One time, any amount that you want. It could be $1, $2, whatever. It's kind of like buying me a coffee for my effort to do these sorts of things and just getting access to cool content. And the more supporters I have, the more that I can give back to this community with board games and RPG. So thanks so much for all of your support.